Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here, and as you guys can see up on the screen, today we're going to be talking a little bit about MSI. It is right around the corner. It starts on Tuesday, May 10th, I believe is the date. But there's going to be bangers right off the bat. Obviously, that day we're getting games like EG versus G2. It's going to be super fun to see, how strong Korea comes out of the gate, how good China is going to be, if the West is going to have a shot this year. But of course, as always, there's a little bit of drama, a little bit of controversy. We're going to be talking about that today. But first, a word from today's sponsor, which is Prize Picks. This is daily fantasy made easy. This is a really clean and easy to use website and app that you can get in the App Store or the Google Play Store as well. And it's simple. You just pick your favorite stars, choose your over-under, and watch your players win. They offer LOL esports. They do all kinds of esports, but they do League of Legends esports, and they're going to be doing MSI, which, like I said, is right around the corner and is going to be super fun. You're going to be tuning in anyway, so you might as well be able to win some prizes, which could make it a little extra cool, a little extra fun. For a lot of the League of Legends stuff, they just do kills. It's your favorite players. They pick a number of kills, and you just have to pick if you think they're going to get over or under that number of kills. And if you're right, if you hit on so many, you can win some prizes. It's really fun and easy. And again, it just adds a little something extra to watching the games. If you are interested, check out the first link in the description below for Prize Picks, and they're going to match your first deposit up to $100 for new users. It's a great deal. Shout out to Prize Picks for supporting us. Hopefully you guys go check them out and support them as well. With that being said, let's get right into this. So I thought this was really cool. This MSI 2022, logo and lettering and everything on the beach in Busan, South Korea, where MSI is going to be held. It looks like, they're doing a really good job hyping up the event, doing some cool stuff, doing some promos. But I still wish they would do more. Do a lot of people know that MSI is on Tuesday? Has there been enough kind of introduction? Has there been enough hype building? I don't know. I feel like there should be more videos, more hype pieces, more trailers. I feel like everybody should know, hey, this thing starts Tuesday. Hey, we're kicking off May 10th. Hey, it should be all over in your face. This is cool what they're doing on the beach, but one tweet from LOL Esports, I don't know. I don't feel like Riot does a great job of hyping up their events and stuff, but whatever. Today, the big drama and controversy that we're talking about is this from Fion on Fire a couple days ago, but it's all over the place. News outlets are talking about it. Different people are talking about it. The Asian Games that were set to have medaled esports events for the first time, which in and of itself is a very big event, noteworthy event, historic event. It was going to be very cool. People were very excited about it. And that is part of the reason why this is such a big deal in the first place. Most notably, League of Legends has been officially postponed. The competition was set to take place in September, which I didn't even know necessarily that it was set to take place in September. That seems like pretty far in the future. I thought it was going to be June, July, August, somewhere in there. But apparently it's set to take place in September, and it's now been postponed. It's going to be moved to an unannounced later date. People don't know when that is. People are hoping, hey, hopefully this doesn't just mean they're pushing it back to the fall and then this thing's going to mess up Worlds or something like that. But again, it was already taking place in September. So this is probably getting pushed back to at least 2023, but hopefully this thing isn't going to get pushed back to 2023 and then mess up 2023 MSI or, Worlds in 2023 or something like that. But we don't know. That's a problem for a different day. The problems we have today are the fact that, hey, people are a little bit upset right now. People are a little bit confused right now because, again, if you didn't know, MSI is in a really weird situation. The Chinese team, RNG, or any Chinese team, no matter who it was going to be, was not going to go to South Korea. They were not going to go to Busan to participate in MSI of 2022, which, is a big deal. There was an opportunity that they weren't going to participate in MSI 2022 at all, which would have been disastrous. Obviously, there's two top regions in League of Legends. It's China and Korea, and if you don't have one of them at your tournament, then hey, that kind of puts a whole asterisk by the event. That kind of puts a whole asterisk by the tournament. But they did decide that in the end, the Chinese side, whoever it was going to be, was going to compete remotely. Now, hey, China and Korea, not that far apart. You can make it work okay. But they were going to be playing on 35 ping. But not only was China going to be playing on 35 ping, everybody is going to be playing on 35 ping. This means G2 versus EG. They're both in the studio. They're sitting 10 feet apart from each other. They're going to be playing on 35 ping. And then it also means that, hey, the Chinese players are going to be, playing remotely, also on 35 ping. I know a lot of people are already worried and concerned about competitive integrity. They're worried about, hey, are we going to get, lag, or is there going to be spikes? How's the latency going to be? How's the connection going to be? Is there going to be a bunch of pauses, a bunch of timeouts, a bunch of technical issues? Now, this is not the first time they've done something like this, and apparently the last time it went pretty well. That doesn't mean that it's guaranteed to go perfectly again, but it means there is some precedent in place. It means Riot or other esports organizations have shown that this thing is possible to pull off. So hopefully that will be okay. But now a lot of people are throwing into question this entire event. And the guy that I saw most talking about it was Monte Cristo, but it's the initial thought that I had as well, and I think a lot of other people had. And honestly, I'm not sure what the right answer is here, but I at least wanted to present the different ideas to you guys, and maybe we can have a discussion about it. Maybe I can get your thoughts and opinions, or maybe I can just get you to, think about something that you weren't going to think about that's kind of interesting. But Monte Cristo was saying this. He said the Asian Games have now officially been postponed. The competitive integrity of LCK and MSI has now been compromised for no reason. Now, I don't know why the competitive integrity of LCK has been compromised. I don't know if they made some scheduling changes or did something different because of the Asian Games. I didn't necessarily hear about that. I don't follow the LCK super closely. But again, he says MSI has been compromised for absolutely no reason. Shameful. And again, I think it's an interesting point, but I don't know exactly how I feel about it. Like, yes, I understand what he's saying. Yes, the ping is an issue. Like, playing on 35 ping is absolutely different than playing on LAN. Now, is it so big of a difference that it could potentially impact the outcome of games or impact the outcome of the event overall? Like, would different teams win different games on 35 ping versus, whatever they play on LAN, 5 ping, 10 ping, 8 ping? I don't know exactly what it is. You have some amount of ping on LAN still. Could it impact who's going to win the tournament overall? The difference between if we played on 35 and we played on 10? I don't know. My first kind of thought is probably not. Hopefully not, but honestly, I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. So it is kind of very, very hard to tell. And again, Riot obviously can't see the future. They didn't know that the Asian Games were going to get postponed. They didn't know that this was going to be an issue. But even before the Asian Games were postponed, there was already people thinking that, hey, this solution of them playing remotely is not a great solution. And that Riot, in their own competition, should say, hey, League of Legends is our game. This is our thing. You're not going to skip one of our events to go play at the Asian Games. It didn't sit right with a lot of people. The fact that just the Chinese region was able to impact the tournament for everyone. And if there was other teams, like for instance, I know Gigabyte Marines is going to like the Southeastern Asian Games. Like, hey, Riot's not going to change the whole tournament or stop the whole world for them. But since it's, the big Chinese team, one of the big regions, one of the most popular regions, they're kind of bending the rules all of a sudden and making doing extra things, jumping through extra hoops that they maybe wouldn't do for everyone. So it already felt kind of bad. Monte Cristo then goes on to say some other stuff. He says, I'm a huge traditional sports fan, every Riot esports employee, yet they refuse to treat their own esport with the competitive integrity that they would demand from their favorite leagues. They would be outraged if their own decisions were applied to sports. And I don't know what a great one-to-one comparison is to sports, but yes, it doesn't seem like something that changes the competitive integrity like this would necessarily fly in a lot of sports. The only thing I can think of is basketball, like playing basketball like outdoors, where like the wind can affect team shots and stuff like that. I don't know, kind of weird. And then Monte Cristo also said, I'm extremely excited. This isn't the tweet I meant to pull up. This is what he said. He said, I honestly don't understand why all non-LPL teams at MSI simply refuse to compete on 35 ping. I fail to see why the overwhelming majority of teams should be punished for the LPL choosing not to attend in favor of a canceled tournament. And I kind of agree with that as well. Again, like I said, there was people who were already upset with the decision Riot made. But then there's also people now saying, hey, the Asian Games are going to be canceled. Why can't you fly to Korea now? Why can't you come to Korea now? I don't believe Korea has any quarantining rules at this point. It seems like they are mostly opened up and ready to go. And there's a couple of reasons. Like, one, it's super last minute. Would it make sense for them to actually fly over there last minute, try to compete, do all that? That's very, very fair. And again, I don't know the answer. Should they be required to do that? Maybe, maybe not. You start off with the stage 1 group stage where you're playing pretty easy games against pretty easy teams. Like, I don't think it would hurt them that much. And then by the time stage 2 came around, they should probably be okay. They should probably be ready to go. And again, yes, it is a negative for them to have to travel this late in the game. But again, the whole tournament was already changed negatively for every other team in the world because of them. So I don't know. I don't really think people should feel that bad about that. The other, good point is that, hey, all these teams have already been scrimming on 35 ping. Now, would you want them all to switch last minute back to LAN, and would it mess up things like that? I don't think so. I think if you polled most teams and most players, that everyone would be in favor of, even though they've been scrimming on 35 ping, to go to LAN. I don't know that for sure. That's just my guess. I know Yankos came out and said that, like, hey, yes, playing on 35 ping makes a difference. Yes, we're not happy about this. Like, yes, this kind of sucks or whatever. So, it does seem to be affecting the players. It does seem to be something to worry about. And it's like, was Riot making the right decision in the first place? But even now that the games have been postponed, should RNG have to fly out to Korea? Should they go over there? Should they need to compete on land? Should the whole event be changed now that, the Asian games have been canceled, now that things have been changing? I don't know, but there's definitely good arguments on both sides. And I do think that throughout the whole event, especially if it's scuffed, especially if stuff goes wrong, especially if there's technical difficulties, especially if there's lag, especially if there's pauses, people are going to be pretty upset. People are not going to be happy. But no matter what, people are already not going to be happy. Whenever somebody makes a big play or somebody makes a horrible play or somebody, really messes something up, there's going to be 35 ping memes. There's going to be, people saying that this was a stupid decision, that this is potentially affecting games, potentially affecting outcomes. But who knows? We'll have to wait and see. MSI right around the corner. No matter what, I'm still really, really excited for the event. But this does feel like a very, very strange international competition. And again, it really sucks because in League of Legends esports, we only get 2 big events a year. So to have one of them, be even a little bit scuffed, I do think feels pretty bad, but I also get why all this is going on. I also get that there wasn't, necessarily a perfect answer. But especially as a Western League of Legends fan, it's like, I don't know, at least a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think Riot should make China go to Korea right now and play? Or do you think everything should just stay how it is and, that's just, it is what it is. I don't know. They should have to deal with it. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Consider checking out Prize Picks, first link in the description below. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.